guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, what was this? I don't know what was that, but my hair was like in the way. Anyways guys, in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you guys my monthly favorites. I haven't done a favorites video in quite a while, and I say that in every favorites video because I don't necessarily do one every single month. I try to wait, I want to say like a good 2-3 months, just so that I accumulate products, you know, and try them out. And I feel like I've been purchasing a lot of new makeups. Before we get started into today's video, please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Click that bell so you get to alert you when I do upload a video, which is 3 times a week, every single week. Thumbs up the video if you like my monthly favorites. And also don't forget to follow me on social media, Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook. I do live cooking videos on Facebook in case you're interested in that, as well as makeup in Spanish. So go follow me on Facebook. And with no further ado guys, let's just jump into my monthly favorites. Alright guys, so I have my cup of coffee. You know, coffee first. The month is almost over. If by the time you guys don't watch this, it's already March 1st. I cannot believe it. February is almost over, you guys, and I am freaking excited because it's almost summer and I love summer. The first thing that I want to mention to you guys is a cup, and I know random, like a girl what, but this is something that I would love to launch, something like this in the future, obviously with like my logo and like my prints and stuff and like sayings and stuff. But I absolutely love this cup, and I wanted to share with you guys just in case you guys don't use this, I don't know. But this is a coffee cup, and on the inside it's like I don't know what you call it. I don't know what you call it guys, but on the inside it keeps your drinks super hot if you have them hot, or it keeps them really cold if you have an iced drink in there, and the ice doesn't melt for I want to say like a full 24 hours. Like it literally lasts 24 hours. I make my coffee really early in the morning and I put it in this cup, and it stays hot, you guys, for hours. I mean hours. Liam wakes me up super early in the morning, and it's not like before where I could just sleep in, take my time, do whatever the hell I want. No, I have to wake up, you guys, because if I don't wake up, then my son, like, who's gonna watch him, you know what I mean? So I've been loving this. It just keeps my coffee so warm, and I feel like if you're a coffee lover like myself and you drink coffee on a daily basis, then I feel like you definitely need this cup. They sell them on Amazon. I got this, actually this is not even mine, this is Jesus, but he did get this as a gift for Christmas, and it's mine now. He got it, but it's mine. Next up, I want to talk about a foundation that I've been obsessing over, you guys, literally obsessing over. This is the new Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy Foundation. So I'm actually not a fan of the original one, but when they came out with this one, which is the dewy one, I fell in love with it, you guys. The shade, it's actually what I'm wearing on my skin today, and I have a tutorial on this full bead coming. I used this in that video, and you guys will see how I actually have a review on this. I have a dedicated review on this foundation, but it gives you the most beautiful dewy finish ever. I love the coverage. I want to say it's like a medium coverage foundation. You can definitely sheer it out, or you can definitely build it. It is a buildable foundation. I absolutely love this foundation. I love the finish that it gives me. It gives you just a beautiful dewy finish, you guys. It's not greasy or oily. You know how sometimes dewy foundations can just tend to be a lot on your skin, especially if you're combination skin or oily skin like myself. This one, I find it not to be the case. I find that it's just a beautiful dewy foundation, like the best way I can describe it. You guys know that, and I've mentioned this powder so many times on my channel, so I'm not even going to mention it, like I'm not even going to talk about it like too much, but you guys know that I'm obsessed with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus translucent powder. It's from the same line. This foundation looks beautiful in photography. Like if you're dry skin, you definitely need to give this a try. And if you do want to know more about the foundation, like I said, I do have a review and a wear test so you guys can see how long it lasts on my skin. Keep in mind, I'm combination skin. I'm not fully oily. Another foundation that I do want to mention in today's video is this one right here. I also have a review and a wear test in case you're interested to know more about the foundation. This is the Beauty Creations Flawless Stay Foundation. So I've actually had a really bad experience with a Beauty Creations palette before. The shadows were just trash in my opinion, but I was actually really excited to try this out because ESTEE and I believe Louis were like the face of the campaign in collaboration with like other YouTubers that I don't know, but I know those two. And I was really excited to try this. Now this says medium to full coverage. In my opinion, I think it's supreme full coverage. I think it's beyond full coverage. It's definitely a thick foundation, so if you don't like thick foundations, then this is probably not for you. I wanted to mention both because I've been loving both for different purposes. This is like my everyday go-to foundation when I want to look glam, when I want to look put together, but I want something more on the dewier side. This one on the other hand is leaning more towards the matte side. It's definitely a satin close to matte finish. It's definitely a super full coverage. And keep in mind that I've tried a ton of foundations on the market. I feel like foundation is like my #1 thing, and that's what I have the most of. And to me, it's the exact same thing as the Huda Beauty Full Filter Foundation. Same thing, you guys. Literally same thing. Coverage is the exact same. I do find that they are a dupe. In my opinion, this one is intense full coverage. Like, it is a mask full coverage. It is a thick foundation, so if you don't like thick foundations, then this is probably not for you. Now I want to mention the NYX High Glass Illuminating illuminating powder, and this one is in the shade Moon Glow. This is a cream highlight. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch it for you guys so you guys can see how intense this is. Do you guys see that? Like, you can definitely sheer it out, but it can definitely be intense if you want it to look intense. Now, what I love about this is not only do I love the shade, it's like a champagne kind of color. I don't know, I love it. Even though this is a cream, it does look beautiful on top of powder. I love the formula. It's just so freaking creamy, so buttery, just It's just everything you want in a highlight, you know? Next up is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer 16 Hour Satin Finish Concealer. I love this concealer, you guys. I love it. I love it. I don't like the original one. I do have the original one, but in my opinion, it dries too fast. It almost dries like a powder finish in my under eyes, and it's just too matte for my liking. This one, on the other hand, has the same amount of coverage in my opinion, and the finish is just beautiful. Whether you're oily skin or dry skin, I feel like you can take advantage of this one. Whereas the matte one, I feel like only oily skin people can take advantage of it. Because if you have dry under eyes, I don't think it's gonna look good on you unless you hydrate your under eyes like a ton. I've been obsessing over this concealer. It is a full coverage concealer. It is a satin finish, and it lasts a really long time underneath of my eyes. I also want to mention this one that I recently did a first impressions on, and I want to mention it because I've fallen in love with it, and I said it in that video. I think this is going to be a favorite of mine. This is definitely a full coverage concealer. It's leaning more towards Tarte Shape Tape, but it is, in my opinion, a bit more comfortable than Tarte Shape Tape. So this is the Conceal and Define Infinite Concealer by Makeup Revolution. Now, they do have like the original version and the hydrating version that looks exactly like this one, but this one lasts longer and it has way more coverage than the original one. So that's the only difference that I see, and it also just looks more beautiful underneath of my eyes than the original one. The original one almost like caked up and crumbled underneath of my eyes, whereas this one, it looks beautiful, and even when you set it with the powder, it just looks very blurry. I also want to mention the NYX Pro Foundation palette. This is an expensive palette for it to be from the drugstore, and as you guys can see, I only use the contour shades. I don't really use the highlighting shades. This palette is ridiculously expensive, but I did get mine on sale. I did get mine half off, so if you were to wait until NYX products go on sale at Ulta, I highly recommend that. But I love them, especially if you do makeup unlike other people. You're just a cream contour kind of girl like myself. I love to cream contour and then I like to go in with powder. That's just my vibe. That's what I like. But I love this because you have a variety of shades, and I think it's so worth it. Shades are really creamy. They blend out super easily. They're so creamy and buttery that they just blend into your skin. I love the formula. I love how pigmented they are. I love everything about this palette. The only thing, like I said, is the price. I don't like the price. Next thing I want to mention is this bio oil. So it took me a while to get on this. When I was pregnant, I was using something else. I was using like this almond oil that was like $100, and it was ridiculously expensive, and it didn't even work, by the way. As soon as I gave birth, my stretch marks just started to come out. When I was pregnant, I didn't have a lot, but when I gave birth, they came out completely. And TMI, and I know this is going to be a lot for a lot of people, but I literally have them on my butt, in my butt crack, on my thighs, on my stomach. I have them everywhere, guys. In my inner thighs, I have them absolutely everywhere. And in some places, they're super intense. This is supposed to improve the appearance of scars and stretch marks. It's also supposed to help with aging and dehydrated skin, as well as uneven skin tone. I've been using this, and as you guys can see, I'm actually more than halfway through the bottle. I love this. It doesn't feel oily or greasy, which is what I like. And I'm gonna mention another oil in a minute for my face, but I love oils that just don't make me feel greasy or oily. That's just not my vibe. This one just penetrates into your skin. It penetrates, it leaves my skin feeling like I didn't really apply anything, but I have noticed the difference on my stretch marks. They have gone down in color as well as size. But before, my stretch marks were just like, they were like on top of my surface, if that makes sense, and now they're like going in my surface. I don't know how to explain that, but you know what I mean. Next up, I want to talk about a deodorant. You guys know that I'm always mentioning deodorants whenever I find one that I really like, and this is the Old Spice Wilderness, not sure, with lavender. This, you guys, smells like a manly lavender scent. It's not lavender like a girly lavender scent. It's like a manly lavender scent, you know? And I bought this, you guys, because Taisha was raving about another one that they actually discontinued, but she said that this one was the exact same thing. And she did mention that it helped her because she sweats a lot. And I am a very sweaty person as well. I sweat a lot and I stink. Okay, let's be real. I stink pretty quickly. So actually keeps like my odor in place and it doesn't make me sweat a lot. And even if I sweat a little bit, it doesn't smell. You know what I mean? Next up, I want to talk about the Lounge wand, which is what I do my hair. I actually have a little hair tutorial up on my channel of how I curl my hair like this, but I've been loving this wand, you guys. This is the 32mm, not to mention it is extremely affordable and it heats up so freaking good. It only has like an on and off button. It doesn't really have something where you can, you know, regulate the temperature like you want it higher, you want it lower. It doesn't have that. But I find that with my thick hair, because I have so much hair, you guys, and my hair is thick. Look, I'm gonna pull it to the front so you guys can see how much hair I have. Like, this is my hair. I have pretty thick, coarse hair, and not a lot of hair tools work on my hair because it's so thick, you know, and it's so wavy. So I find that this one does a beautiful job. It just heats really fast. It heats, you know, intense. It heats so perfect that you can literally, it waves my hair just so freaking beautiful. And if you are looking for a good hair tool to curl your hair, to give it that like wavy look, I really recommend you try out the Lounge products because I was impressed. And I actually got the cheaper one. This is like the cheaper version of like their tools, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Next up are a pair of heels, and it's these heels right here. So these are clear heels. They have the straps on them. Then you have a clear heel. They're not too tall, you guys. The only thing that I would say is that they're a little bit uncomfortable, but I feel like it's because I got a size that I wasn't supposed to get. Like, I am a size 7 and I think I got a 6.5. So definitely get, you know, your size, like what you are true to size. My feet grew. I got pregnant, my feet grew, and I thought that my feet were gonna like go back to normal after I gave birth, but that was not the case. My feet literally are huge. Like, they're huge. Before I could wear like a 6.5, 7, and now I'm like a 7, 7.5, 8. Yeah, I know, crazy, right? But I love the heel. I think they're super elegant, and if you're looking for a good affordable heel, not to mention they always have like that 30% coupon. Next up is a food item, and it's this right here. You guys know that I am a coffee lover. Like, I am obsessed with coffee. I want to mention this, you guys, because I like the fact that it's not sweet, you know what I mean? And it is thick. It's a thick creamer. So if you don't like thick creamers, then this is probably not for you. But this is the cinnamon dolce latte one from Starbucks. I like how cinnamony it is, and I also like how it's not sweet. Like, it's not just too overpowering, you know, like the Coffee Mate ones that are just super sweet. I'm not a sweet person. I don't like sweet stuff that much, so I definitely like my coffee to be a little bit on the stronger side and not on the sweeter side. So that's why I've been loving this. And like I said, it is a thicker creamer. I did a review and a wear test on the new Morphe setting sprays. This is the matte one, and then this is the luminous one. This one, you guys, it's beautiful. I love it. This is a luminous one. I love it just as much, if not a little better than the original one. Like, it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful setting spray. I am wearing it on my skin today, you guys. And if you guys saw my review, then you guys saw how I mentioned that this is a luminous setting spray, but I didn't find it to be luminous on my skin at all. Like, at all. I did a wear test on it and I wore it for a good amount of hours, and it just lasted a really long time on my skin. I didn't get greasy. I didn't get oily, which normally with, you know, luminous setting sprays, I get oily. I get luminous after a certain amount of time, and the continuous setting mist definitely gets me a little bit more dewy, you know, as the hours pass by. And even though this one says luminous, it didn't get me oily, it didn't get me dewy. It also has glycerin, so I do find that the sticky feel that I feel when I apply this is the glycerin, and it also makes my makeup last a really long time. I really recommend you give this a try if you are normal to dry skin. Next up, you guys, is another foundation. I know it's like the Gear foundation, but this is the L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation with sunscreen SPF 50. This is my everyday go-to foundation. I have a review on it, an individual one. It's a full coverage, you know, foundation, but I love the fact that it is a concentrated serum, as well as, you know, it has SPF on it. So it's more of like a skincare kind of foundation. It has those skincare benefits for, you know, your skin. Now we're gonna move on to an eye pencil, and it's actually what I'm wearing on my waterline today. I don't know if you guys can see, it's not a white eye pencil. It's not like a true white. This is more of like a cream color, a bone color, you know what I mean? Like a concealer kind of color. This, you guys, is the Essence Extreme Lasting up to 16-hour wear waterproof pencil in the shade Silky Nude. I love this. I've said it in a couple videos before that usually I don't like eyeliners because they just water down, and you know, they just make my under eyes look really bad because they just smear and go everywhere. This eyeliner, you guys, is rich in pigment, and it's also super long lasting on my waterline. It's not gonna like smear, go everywhere. I'm actually gonna go back and pick up more colors from the same line because I feel like I found a really good eyeliner formula, you know? Alright guys, so lastly is skincare. I know, I feel like I've been talking for quite a minute now. In my last favorites video, I mentioned the Ole Henriksen line and how much I've been obsessing over it. This is the Truth Serum. I completely ran out of it, and now I'm using this little travel size that they gave me just to finish it up, and then I'm going to go pick up the bigger one. But I've been obsessed, really obsessed over the Truth Serum. I'm not even going to talk about it again because I talked about it in that video, but I've been loving that. I also did try the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair, which I didn't like, you guys. I feel like it's just not worth it for the money. I definitely prefer the Ole Henriksen one way better, which has collagen and it also has vitamin C. It's just way better than this, you guys. This did nothing to my skin. I want to mention this eye cream real quickly. I love my Banana Bright eye cream by Ole Henriksen. I love it. But I recently tried this one, and I actually have a lot left because, like I said, eye cream, you need like less than a dime size. Like, you need very little eye cream. Ever since I got pregnant, I started to get more into skincare because my skin just started to look really ugly and really nasty. And so I got this little eye cream by Estee Lauder. This is the Revitalizing Supreme Plus Global Anti-Aging Cell Power Eye Balm. I love this, you guys. It is so freaking hydrating. It is a thick eye cream, which I love thick eye creams because under eyes are a little bit more on the drier side, and overall I just like to keep my face really hydrated even though I am combination skin. They're moisturizer from the same line, and I love the moisturizer, but the only thing that I will say is that I hate the smell. It smells like a perfume, and even though I have sensitive skin, I don't feel like it irritates my skin, but I still don't like the smell on, you know, Estee Lauder products. I feel like it's just too strong for me. It's definitely a little less overpowering than Huda Beauty, but it still smells, you know, pretty intense. For the price of the moisturizer, I would just say to go with the Ole Henriksen products. Their moisturizer, they just came out with the double rich one, which is way thicker than the original one, which I am gonna give that one a try. But I love how thick this is, but I don't like the price, so for that reason I won't be buying this anymore. I also want to mention this right here. This was actually sent out to me, but I am going to purchase the big one for myself because I fell in love with it. Usually I don't talk about products if I don't like them, even though they're sent out to me. I've gotten so many products, so much products sent out to me, but because I don't like them, I don't mention them on my channel. But I've gotten so many things sent out to me. I've gotten hair extensions, I've gotten hair tools, I've gotten skincare products, I've gotten makeup. I've just gotten so many things, you guys. And I don't like to talk about them, and I don't like to recommend them if I don't truly fall in love with them. This is a product that was sent out to me, but I fell in love with it, literally in love with it. So this right here, you guys, is the Good Molecules Pure Cold Pressed Rose Hip Seed Oil, which is an antioxidant rich facial oil that delivers a natural vitamin A and helps restore the skin's elasticity, whatever. I love this oil because it's not oily, it's not greasy. Like I mentioned before, I don't like oils that are greasy or oily on my skin, on my body, anywhere. I just don't like that feeling. This has a vitamin A, I believe, which is like retinol. It also has a vitamin C in it. It is a natural exfoliator. It leaves your skin looking glowy. It hydrates, it moisturizes, also helps to exfoliate your skin naturally, and it also leaves your skin just very glowy. It also helps to boost collagen formation as well. Brightens your skin. It reduces hyperpigmentation. It helps to reduce inflammation. It boosts collagen. It just has so many benefits to your skin, like so many benefits, you guys. And if you guys don't know, my skin is ugly. My skin is ugly without makeup. I have rosacea all right here. I have uneven skin tone right here, and it's just been helping my skin a ton. A huge shout out to Good Molecules. This video is definitely not being, you know, paid for or anything like that, but I literally fell in love with their product. And anyways guys, those were all of my beauty favorites. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to thumbs it up. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and follow me on social media, Snapchat, Instagram, and Facebook. I do live Facebook videos, cooking and makeup related videos. Let me know what is like your go-to favorite product down below. Let me know your skincare routine. I'm curious to know your skincare routine. Like, what is like your go-to moisturizer, if you have one, your go-to eye cream, your serum, I don't know, just let me know. I'm actually very curious. But with all that being said guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will catch you guys very soon in my next one. Bye guys.